What even was Happy Tree Friends? You know exactly what I'm talking about. That old show that your friends were just too excited to show you back in the day? The same friend that showed you 2 girls, 1 cup? Well, that's probably the same friend that showed you Happy Tree Friends. Let me paint that scenario for you. He probably sat you down, handed you his phone, and said, "Don't worry, there's just this little kid show that I want you to check out." And you probably thought to yourself, I'm not gonna waste my time watching a kid show, but I'm sure I'll just humor my friend here. Then you sit down and you hit play, and you see all these cute, cuddly little creatures getting along in a little town. And you look at your friend and you can tell he's waiting for your reaction, just for you to be horrified as these tiny little critters get slaughtered to death.
Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now.
It's probably the only way that most people discover Happy Tree Friends, through your friend who's a dick. To that friend out there, I just want to say thank you. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Happy Tree Friends. I grew up watching Happy Tree Friends, and it was also fun to show people in middle school what Happy Tree Friends was. Yes, maybe I was that friend who was the dick. I intended to watch every episode and analyze the series. I wanted to see if we could piece together an overall story and find out the lore to Happy Tree Friends. Spoiler alert, I did not realize there were over 5 seasons of this show. I didn't even realize there were seasons. Back when I was a kid, they were 2-minute clips. We're just gonna take a glance at their most popular episodes and see what kind of insights we can gather about Happy Tree Friends. And boy, let me tell you that I may have discovered something dark, something that may piece together the entire series of Happy Tree Friends, something I'm afraid to share with all of you, something that the CIA would probably come after me for, something that the NSA is already tracking me for, but I'll get into that later. For now, let me ask that question again. What even was Happy Tree Friends? To figure out what Happy Tree Friends is, first we should talk about the happy little cast they have. Happy Tree Friends has a nice little fun cast of normal woodland creatures, totally normal creatures. We have my personal favorite, Lumpy, the actual goat of the show, always being the town leader and taking care of those around him. Then we have Flippy, our war veteran who came back from war for a little nice, well-earned retirement. Then we have Pop and Cub. Pop is just a loving father that always puts his son Cub first. They truly are a loving little duo. We can't forget about lovable Sniffles, the anteater. He's just a lovable nerd who likes to stay safe. Don't forget our little handyman, Handy, the most handy little critter in town, always making sure he helps everybody out. And if you need a laugh, we have Giggles. She's the best and always spreading joy throughout the town. The local superhero is also in town too. Splendid is always going around saving the little critters. Then there's the simple Toothy, who is always minding his own business. We certainly can't forget the lovable bunny Cuddles. Cuddles is out there always looking for a good time. Then there's Nutty. We don't talk about Nutty. And we can't forget about one of my personal favorites, Mole, our lovely blind pedestrian. And that's just a few of my favorites for the whole cast. Now we need to discuss something. In this video, I'm going to attempt to explain what my theory about the lore of Happy Tree Friends is all about. But first, we have to go through some of the chaos. We must stare at the eye of the storm. We must gaze at the butthole of chaos. That is Happy Tree Friends. All of Happy Tree Friends seems random and chaotic, as if there is no pattern. Now, if you yourself have stared into the eye of the storm before, please click a like and consider subscribing for this video. I know I don't say it enough, but thank you for watching. Truly, of your own free will. Now click that like button of your own free will as well, or you're gonna end up like the Cub. Now, I gotta give it to the creators of Mondo. This series gets very creative with some of its kills and deaths. It's actually too awesome. I'm not gonna talk about any in particular, but goddamn, this series is scary. While watching it as a kid, I mean, it did tell us how to avoid very simple, stupid deaths. It did tell us that we had to be careful with our lives and with those around us. I mean, watching the series, you would almost assume it's nothing but chaos and just gruesome deaths. There's no method to the madness. And when you look up the lore, yeah, that seems to check out. Not many people know what the actual hell is going on with this show. Except for me. You thought you could trick me, you stupid bastard? And you really thought you were gonna get away with it too. There is lore. There is a story here. And this motherfucker doesn't want you to find out. I sat here and watched Happy Tree Friends for 3 days straight, non-stop, trying to find a pattern to this chaos, but I just can't. Even Madness Combat was easier to figure out than Happy Tree Friends. However, there is one singular pattern among everything. There is one sole cause of all the pain and suffering in Happy Tree Friends, and I finally cracked it. I'm not crazy, you're crazy! And please leave a comment down below if you agree with my theory or not. But I do have a secret theory, and this theory is backed by no evidence at all. I think the sole cause of pain and suffering in Happy Tree Friends can lead to one singular person. It leads to one singular character who has the highest kill count in the entire show. That is a fact you can look up. He also has the highest quote-unquote accidental deaths. I'm on to you, motherfucker. They're not accidental at all, nor is this highest kill count a coincidence. The sole cause of everyone's suffering is Lumpy. That's right, Lumpy has the highest kill count in the entire show. He kills indiscriminately. There is no mistake. Lumpy is the equivalent of Officer Doofy from the Scary Movie. He may play the dumb guy, but I know what he's doing. You don't believe me? You think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy! Just hear me out for a minute. Please, give me a minute of your time. Oh, you think that was an accident? Fine, then look at Spend Fun knowing ya. Lumpy just murdered them all without remorse. He can't play dumb forever. I saw you walk away from them, Lumpy. I saw the look in your eye. I see you down there in the comments typing, oh, V-Phantom's crazy. V-Phantom's making shit up. No, I'm not. Because I know for a fact that Lumpy is an evil serial killer. Just look at how he steals from the blind. That's not even the worst thing he's done this episode. He learns that he can capitalize on blood and body parts. Usually every other cast member has a little cutesy thing that goes wrong, but Lumpy is the only one that intentionally does the bad and wrong hurtful thing every time. And he plays it off as false stupidity. No, he knows what he's doing. He forces Toothy's fingers off for capital gains. There is no one more deliberate and evil in this show than Lumpy. And at the beginning of this video, I called him my favorite character. How dare I? He just sells Toothy's body parts. And when he runs out of victims, he chooses another. This motherfucker is evil. Still don't believe me? On another occasion, Lumpy goes even further than he has before. He doesn't just murder people now. He ate Nutty's kids. And he did it with a smile. He did this without remorse. He goaded Nutty, smiling in his face. And not only that, Lumpy doesn't pay for the crime of eating Nutty's children. Nutty was framed and pays for that crime. I know what you're thinking. This is just another one of V-Phantom's crazy rants. But I'm not crazy. There's more. Lumpy here is supposed to be a lifeguard, someone who protects life. And when he notices the pirate dude is struggling, Lumpy decides he'll just go and save him. But before he can save him, he wants to decapitate Petunia. I say wants, because he fucking does it with no remorse. He just jumps on her head, doesn't even think twice or look back. Maybe he tried to play it off as an accident, but I know what you're doing, Lumpy. I am on to you. By the end of the episode, he just keeps a corpse and a baby corpse. We're talking about Cub and Giggles. He just keeps them in his house to continue to do whatever he wants to those corpses. But still, you sit there, viewer, and you criticize me. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm making up lore. You think I'm not taking this seriously. You think I'm not truly analyzing the series. But let me tell you about this next clip. Lumpy designs an entire playground. That seems nice and all, as a good Samaritan would. Someone charitable, someone like V-Phantom. But this playground wasn't designed to play. It was designed to murder children. That's right. It's Lumpy approved. And he takes part in the murder and torture with a smile. I'm not having a hard time finding these examples. I am clicking on random episodes. I can't find one example of Lumpy being a good person. He straight up murders them all. And it is not accidental. I can see it in his eyes. I just want to remind all of you, we chose random episodes to watch. And in all of these, Lumpy is manipulating his way through the series. Killing, murdering, framing for his own agenda. We now know that Lumpy is the cause of all the pain and suffering in Happy Tree Friends. If you remove Lumpy from the town, I think the town would operate as normal. So we have to ask ourselves, why? Why is Lumpy doing this? What does Lumpy want? Well, I do have a small theory. I think the reason Lumpy does this is because Lumpy is not a moose. He's not even blue, but he does have horns. Lumpy is the devil himself. That's right, hold on, don't click off the video. Hey, you, you. Come back, okay? I have a valid theory, okay? With no evidence. But trust me, I'm gonna convince you that Lumpy is Satan himself by the end of this video. Let me explain. Happy Tree Friends isn't just a show. It's a place. It's similar to another show. A show called The Good Place. But this is Lumpy's personal playground. Happy Tree Friends takes place in hell, and Lumpy is the warden. Lumpy chooses who to terrorize each week. Murdering, killing, and torturing. And then when Lumpy is all said and done, he'll just reset the town like nothing ever happened. I know the truth, Lumpy. And other people online have also discussed other theories of this whole town being trapped in a time loop. But you know what? That fits very nicely into my little theory. The only thing they couldn't connect was you, Lumpy. You can't trick me. Hold on, viewer. What are you asking me for? Evidence? I don't have evidence. All you have to do is look into his soulless eyes. How else can everyone die over and over again in the most gruesome ways? Often Lumpy is left surviving or causing the chaos. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. And I'm onto your game, Lumpy. I know that was a lot to take on, viewer. Probably came here expecting something more tangible. But no, all I did was give you the truth about Happy Tree Friends. And now you know. What? What are you still doing? Oh, you want real lore for the series? Okay, hold on. Let me go through my notes here. Let's see. So real lore. Oh, I have one little piece of lore for the actual show. I know that Fallout Boy is canonically existing in this world. They died, but they did exist. That's my one piece of evidential lore I have for you. Everything else is a theory. A real theory, a true theory. Don't ever let Lumpy trick you. Oh boy, sorry I went on a tangent there. It was just, when I was watching the show, it was the only thing I could not stop noticing was the evil that is Lumpy. So, to go back to the beginning of the video, to answer the question, what even is Happy Tree Friends? My answer is, I still have no fucking idea. Only God knows at this point. I tried so hard to bring order to this chaos, and the only thing I could conclude was that Lumpy was Satan. That's all I could figure out. But don't you forget, I'm fucking onto you, Lumpy. You and your devious stare. This certainly was a special show, and I'm glad to have grown up with it, as it taught me how to go about my life safely, without accidentally murdering my friends. Happy Tree Friends will always have a weird place in my heart. And I have to say, this was actually a really fun video to make. Sorry if you came here expecting like a very serious lore breakdown of the series. It's not my style. I like to have fun with this stuff. And I hope you had a good time watching too. I'm sorry if you felt misled. I know in my Madness Combat video, a lot of people felt that way. And so I felt a little bad, but I hope you guys still get some enjoyment out of us just looking and covering these topics. It's a lot of fun, really it is. And if you ever want to see what I'm working on next and catch me on Twitch, I'm always streaming games that I plan on making videos for. I'm working on a big Oblivion video because it was my first time playing it. I'm also working on a Madness Project Nexus video because it's been highly requested. I'm also streaming my playthrough on Twitch of that. And I have to say, the first 2 hours of that game already explains so much more than I knew about Madness Combat than before. So I understand why all of you were like, dude, you gotta play the game. So thank you. In that video, I'm gonna go through a speedrun of everything I got wrong in my last Madness Combat video. Anyway, I hope this was fun. If you have a suggestion for what you want to be covered in the next video, please comment it down below. It's been really fun, guys. I will see you in the next video. Good luck, gamers.